Hi. Hey. Hi. Yo. Yo. I feel okay again. Kagan. Hey Kagan, come on guys. No, I don't know who Kagan is. Hi. Hey. I feel pretty good. I feel okay. I feel okay. I feel pretty good. I'll, I'm gonna leave in like a week. I won't be at this house again. I think it was the most beautiful place on earth I've ever been. And yesterday it looked like I woke up from a dream here, a good dream about being here with Danica, and it was sunny out, and the entire mountain was sunny. Hi, Frederick, Frankenstein, um, Frankenstein, and Frankenstein, and I don't know. So let's go out here. So now it looks okay. It's okay. It's just not sunny. And this is like the entire mountain of this beautiful place that was like an alien planet. It was so the way the birds sounded here, because it was like a bird sanctuary. And they had birds from as far as Brazil and from Canada and all across North America, maybe even who somehow got here from across the Atlantic. And it was like a bird sanctuary. Sometimes when you hear all the birds here, it was like these different exotic birds. One time I walked out my back door. This was so weird. Walked out my back door when I used to film live videos, but I didn't have as good internet back then because it's like so far out in the woods. It was really hard to get internet out here. It sucked. And finally I found this one company who could do it. Out of all the companies like Cox Cable and all these other places, no one could do it. And I finally found this one guy who works with Cox Cable, and he installed it right in my roof, and he lives in the neighborhood, so I have really good internet now. But I was filming a live video, and I went out here, and I opened the door. And right there, about there, was a pastel blue. Let me wipe this screen off. And it didn't film. The internet stopped right when I walked out the door. And it was filming a live video. It was a huge pastel blue, vivid blue, like in heaven. They're supposed to be these really bright colors that are way more vivid than the colors that are on earth. That, from what I've heard of people who've seen heaven. So that's not really in the Bible, so I don't know if that's true or not. But there's a huge blue crane, like pastel blue, like almost like a little bit washed out, with a tiny bit of purple, but most it was just blue, and like the kind of blue it was, and it was like really kind of like a bright blue, but pastel, so it was more like washed out with some white, and it was a blue crane in this like beautiful blue color, and you know, like a white crane, and he was like 3 or 4 feet tall, and I thought the camera's filming, but I used to not have as good internet, and he flew up through those trees, and he had a 7-foot wingspan. It was huge. He was like really huge, this beautiful bird, and it looked like he was flapping. He was flying in these huge, slow, huge things, flying slowly up through the trees with a 7-foot wingspan, like in slow motion. The way he flapped his wings, it was like really big, powerful things every time he did it. And he flew up through the trees, and I think like over, like up to the mountain, and he flew away. And that's real. That was a bird that was really here. It's like a rainforest here, but only good, kind, beautiful animals. And they're, well, maybe some are ugly, I don't know, but they're good. And there's an owl. There's a huge owl that lives in this neighborhood, in a family of owls, and you can hear the owl sometimes. And he got rid of all the poisonous snakes. But the other day, I saw some piece of wood that looked like a snake, and like somebody was thinking like, oh, he's a serpent, he's going to Hollywood or something like that. there aren't any bad people like that I've ever met in Hollywood, um, and or Los Angeles, and they're a little bit more mean here because I got aware of sin more at the end of 2014, and that was in Roanoke, and all places how good Roanoke was all growing up, and never met anyone that sinful until I went to other parts of the nation, and then but not California. That's not where I found the meanest ones. That's why I want to get back there. That's another reason. But so uh, so it's really beautiful and good here. But there's like in one of my videos, there's like a fake. It looked like a snake, like a tree fell, and it looked just like Inky, the black snake who lived here in the 80s, maybe 90s and 2000s and the 80s. And he looked huge now. And it was like he had lived the entire time. This good black snake, you know, a black snake can't hurt anyone. They can maybe bite somebody, it's not going to hurt, you know, because they don't have poison. They don't have poison. So there's a black snake there. And then after that, it's like somebody watched my videos like, oh, he's a serpent going to that Illuminati Hollywood and stuff. Like some people in small towns think that. And then so, and it's not true, you know, they're not rounding them up to be pedophiles and groom them or the other shit, adrenochrome. They've got them on adrenochrome, Illuminati, so they can bring them down to hell. That's never happened there the entire time I was there. The entire time I was there. And I went to a film school at Chapman University, and they brought a famous person or a huge producer in every week by limo from LA. And there's Penelope Spheris, who I talked to. I was filming when she came to class. She directed Wayne's World. It was her idea to put some of the famous stuff in it. And I was filming her, and she asked me in front of the huge auditorium of kids. She said, "Come on, don't film me." Penelope Spheris, director of these big movies, and she said, I had to go down and say okay. But I didn't say, okay. I didn't do anything like that. I just said, okay. You know, I was at one of the best film schools on earth that I had a scholarship to. It was an MFA at Chapman University, sometimes rated the number 4, 5, or 6 film school. But highly reported, it's a number 5 or 6 film school on earth. Better than the Ivy League schools have film schools. Better than Yale's film school. Better than, you know, it's about it like UCLA, USC, NYU, and Chapman is about the number 4. Sometimes it's the number 5 or 6 after AFI. So it was one of the best film schools on earth that I had already been to Virginia Tech and other schools that had a really good scholarship. So it's not like I was just going, hey, dudes, I'm the bus driver, auto, stupid ass guy, you know. And maybe he's kind of nice and good in heaven. All right. And anyway, so I'm gonna leave this neighborhood. I have to. It's the most beautiful place I've ever been to on earth. Where else in any rich, huge house that they think their houses are so good because they think they look brand new, and instead there's just happens to be shitty cabinets in here because like I didn't value like those really rich granite countertops that, to tell the truth, they cost a fucking $1,000. There's nothing special much about them at all. If you have $1,000, you can put your granite countertops in. It's so trendy that another 40 million homes have that all look the fucking same. So who gives a shit? But they're right. These cabinets suck, and I've had to have shitty ass old stupid cabinets the whole time. But that's not what's good about this house. You could just burn that up and throw it to crap. You know, those cabinets don't work, but they they work. They serve a purpose, you know, and it's the same as if you cut food, if you put food on here or put a plate on here, it works the same as a $400,000. I don't know if there's a $400,000 gold countertop, you know. It works the same. It's an illusion. Having all that money and those earthly things are an illusion. You don't even need them. You're gonna enjoy that same food that you made on it and ate or whatever, but not, you know, when it sucks, if it's like something gross, it's gonna be the same either way. It's just an illusion that people think they need all the big rich stuff. And this house only cost $102,000, but it's a mansion and it's more beautiful and good than any house I've ever been to on earth. And all these stupid ass little places on, every time I see social media out there, how it is out there, I just don't like it. Like the houses, like they have these cheap ass apartments or condos and they all look the same. And even if it's like a kind of rich place, or like every place I'd say $400,000 and less besides this home, or anywhere in this neighborhood that I think these houses are so cool. I liked it so much here. I thought everything else sucked. It was just sad. I didn't want to go anywhere. So I stayed and stayed for 8 years. I stayed here for 8 years because I thought everything else was so stupid. And I felt that way again yesterday. And it was sunny out. And it was sunny out. And I laid in that bed and I had a dream that Danica was finally here with the kids, and I was married to her. And it wasn't like overcast like how it looks now. It was like bright and sunny and beautiful. The entire mountain, 1,200 acres here. So beautiful. And we had it all to ourselves like it is now. There are only like four other people on this mountain, 1,400 acres or 1,200 acres or 800 acres, because there are a couple others down the hill when you first drive up. And it was so beautiful. I'm gonna put the flash on. I put this door frame on. It looks kind of different and original. And I put this I made this really a strong door. I made this really strong door that locks. I put this on really strong and did it myself. And I put wood behind it to reinforce it and stuff. And so I had to do that, but I think I like broke down and cried after I had to do one more thing of it in this house. So I haven't been doing it for like 2 years, but this is the awesome thing. This is an unfinished, this is like all my stuff and the stuff in the house, maybe at my parents' house a little bit, but this is like most of my stuff in all these boxes and bags. And I'm going to bring that to California. But like I had this dream, it was so weird. And this is unfinished in here. It's like an attic, but it's unfinished. And like here, somehow I put a big window in there so it was bright and sunny in here. And I put a shower in here because you can get to the plumbing from the downstairs. And I put a shower in here, and Danica was taking a shower, and out the window of her screen, there's these like weird bugs that look like from an alien planet, and they're fresh and like new, and they're all on this this bright green leaf that was surrounding them, and they're inside of it, but they're outside. It was a little gross, and she was singing, and she said baba booshka ba dee ta or something, but she and she was singing in the shower, but she didn't know those bugs were near her. I think she had lusted after something, so it made it a little gross, but not that gross. It was just lust, and she didn't fornicate and ever want to do any of that, and she was with me. And so it was like this weird, like otherworldly planet, and it was here. It was at this house, and it was like sometime in the future. And I woke up, and I got the thought from her, write to your dad right now, or it'll all be gone. And then, hey, here's this door. I can put a better doorknob on it, so I know I can put. Oh shit! No. And so here's how beautiful it really is out here, even when it's sunny. You know, it's like it's this. It was built like a tree house, but it's a mansion. It's really well built, and that guy's not home. You know, there's no one here. Maybe for miles, you know, and we just did this work to those doors. We painted it. I painted those two doors, blah blah blah, and he knows, but I didn't do that much work. And then and so up there's only this one guy who has a vacation house, and he's probably not home right now. So there's about 1,000 acres or 800 acres up there with no one there. It's really beautiful and good, and when it's sunny, it's just so. You know, that even that guest house doesn't have siding at the top, so I tried to not show it, but that didn't matter at all here. It was so good and beautiful. It didn't matter how much the place is worth, but it's brand new inside on the upstairs of that place, and I just haven't put the siding on yet. And these are like, those two are new doors, and that's a cool. That was with the house, and this is a good place and has a good bathroom inside. That's the guest house. It's not all brand new yet, but I didn't want to keep working on it forever. So I've been here for 7 years next month, or if I'm still here, unless I just leave right before it was 7 years. Unless I leave right before 7 years. And so That used to be a hole in the wall. That was open to the inside of the house, that window. I had to put that window in. And that was just a big hole in the wall that was like, you know, birds or an owl or raccoons or animals could just get in the house. That was one of the holes in the wall. There's another one that's 10 feet wide. And this house in the wintertime didn't, you know, because of the holes in the wall, you couldn't really heat it. And it's just, it was so, no, it was just, it's beautiful and good here. This is where I found God and Jesus. It's just, God works in mysterious ways that you would never think. Like, it made it so different and beautiful, like heaven. And heaven is supposed to be really beautiful, and is going to be way more beautiful than we can ever think of or imagine on earth how it's going to be. Like, it's that good. And so in these mysterious ways, God gives us things that we weren't planning on. But, you know, I felt unhappy and sad because I didn't get to work at movies and had to work on home stuff. And I'd gotten really depressed. There's a weird bug. There's a weird bug. Like, if it could get in focus. Oh, gee. Looks like a fairy. If I could get it in focus. There's these strange bugs. I think some of them may have not been discovered or something yet. That's just a weird bug. And, you know, and they're like these strange. But he's still an insect. But and so I'm gonna go inside. But like, and so it's like really weird, and I like the place, and and it's like it was built like a tree house to be like indoor and outdoor with the woods. And it used to have a grass roof. The roof on this house was a grass roof, and it would just rain on it like the old days, like maybe hundreds of years ago. And I don't know why they didn't put really good roofs on it. And then they had to put a metal roof. Like, okay, they had to be normal. But the foundation and everything is, I think, stronger than any foundation I've ever seen on a house. But it was starting to get a little rain damage, so they put like a roof on, and then that wasn't even that good. They weren't as good, but that's a good roof. This has no leaks at all. This neither roof has any leaks anymore, because I had to work on the roof a bunch and it doesn't have any leaks. So and and like these joists that support the roof are huge. They're huge. That's not a 2x10. You know, that's not a 2x10. That's like the old days when it was like thicker, but it's different. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of like the old days, but it's huge, from some cool place in Roanoke that was like from the 1800s or something that they were taking down. And it was so well built, it would have lasted like 400 years maybe, but they had to knock it down because they had other weird ass damage and somebody didn't work on it or whatever, and they were building something new. So they got all these cool things from these old buildings that were like super strong, the best of the stuff that would have lasted like maybe whoever knows how long. And so it was like, oh shit, I don't want to fall. And then so it would have taken more work, and I could have put a bathroom in here too. Would have had 7 bathrooms. It has 6 bathrooms right now. It has 6 bathrooms. And it's pretty amazing. This house is pretty amazing, but I didn't want to work on hard labor the whole time. I already did most of the work myself, but I hired men to do like 40-something% of it or something. But most of the labor I had to do myself for 7 years full time, and hiring the men wasn't always easy. It was it's because my dad was the boss. That's a weird bug. Ew. I'm not gonna let it land on my finger. I don't like bugs as much as like Danica thinks they're really nice and they're created by God. I know they're created by God, but just get out of here. No. No. Don't come in here. Ah! Ah! She touched my hand. Gross. I don't hold it. I know. Yo. I didn't want to land up on my finger. I didn't know if it was that nice of a bug. I let a bee land on my finger. I think bees are nice. Oh, shit. I like bees. And it was like when Danica was in the dream and this showering here, and there's a screen door open. We were like in our 50s, but she still acted like a child, and it was like on another planet. of like heaven. I may have to like go down to Roanoke, whatever the heck I can, because my dad got a little pissed, and I didn't trust them enough to trust them to like not know, like, I was worried that they're helping me with money, and I got some weird thing like I wanted to make money myself. And even though I was emotionally supporting them and part of the stuff that they do, like my little sister Taza and kind of like Krista, but Krista's like has been financially on her own since her 20s. She had to join the military to be that way. It wasn't easy, but then it wasn't easy for me and my little sister either. It may have been worse for depending on how it is. It's like I had to see hell to be like my father, and I still wake up like the way he wakes up sometimes, like from a nightmare, like of seeing hell, how he saw Vietnam. Like I wake up, ah! Like it sucks. It sucks. And so but like I had to be like him, even though I didn't go to Vietnam. It was scary as shit. I screamed like a beast. Just how I woke up like 2 days ago, and because he had to go to Vietnam, so he made us like kind of like him. All three of us, even though me and Taza didn't me and Taza didn't go to I don't know. Look how beautiful it is out here. So that's another reason I thought like I'll go to California and do my fun music and films and movies where it didn't feel like I had to see hell and be in war or something down there. Like when I didn't sleep enough. When I didn't sleep enough, it felt like I was going to war, but it was hell. But that's crazy, I guess. But there's no one to tell me that, like I told Taza, and now she's not afraid of it anymore. It took me 3 or 4 years to stop being afraid of it, and I couldn't tell anyone what I thought happened. And then so I moved out in the woods to be safe from it, but now it's safe out there in the entire country, like for me, and it always probably was. I don't know. And so we had to stand up for things politically in our family, and we could try to do like new things that went really big or whatever, but then it was like, I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe I was crazy, but it's beautiful here. Um, well, you know, this is like a tree house. Here's another place. Here's another place. That dog barking. Here's another place where, well, there are a couple of chairs here, but this could be finished, or maybe put a screen. Maybe put a screen in here, and then put some kind of like something on that other thing, that, and then maybe paint this, or fill this in. Paint this is not going to get water damage. There's a good heat pump, and then I had to go up on this roof like, I don't know, 40 times or something. 40 times I kept having to go up until I got it to not leak at all. And it was so much work, and I didn't have to spend much money on it besides these roofers who, when it was like 4 stories off the ground at the very high corners of the roof, I couldn't go up there because like I'm not really like, I'm kind of, I don't like heights as much, so I paid them a little bit. And I'd say for like $400 I put in it, the roof doesn't leak anywhere. It's sealed everywhere from water, and it was just from my relentless work. And then I felt like I was a roofer. I felt like I got kind of like a roofer's body, but it's a pretty small amount for how, because in my family we live longer. So, but even that guy who was here, his kids, he was like the most, he somehow bettered himself, so he did siding and didn't always do roofs as much. And his kids got MFAs and got really educated, and I think he's gonna live longer. He said the roofers are the last of a dying breed, and it was cool because they had abs. Their stomachs looked just like rock stars in their primes. And I was like, how did they do that? But they dehydrated themselves all day long and drank like 1 Mountain Dew, and then and then at the end of the day they like ate some food, but they looked really cool, like a rock star, like their stomach, their abs, had abs. And he said, we're last of a dying breed. And I think he's gonna live to be really old. It was a miracle. He put the gutters on so that all the water goes away from the house. It was so hard to do, and I had to pay him some money to do it because I just couldn't really do it myself. And then he fixed the 2 corners of the house with like a piece of metal on the roof, and I did all the rest of the roof. And not the roof. I didn't put the roof on. I just put that black stuff. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do anymore. It's not how I want to live my life, hiding away from society. You know, so it was the most beautiful place on earth here. For me, you know, for you, you might like some cool other place. And for me, it was the most beautiful place or best place I'd ever been to, like heaven. It was like heaven sometimes. But it was so alone and they just didn't come home. And I was hoping that, you know, her and the kids would be here. I was hoping, and they didn't come back for 7 or 6 years, for 6 years, and before that she was angry at me a little bit too, and didn't let me see the kids as much, even when they're in Roanoke, and so it's been like 8 years of her being kind of weird to me. So I was just, you know, before I get old or something, I'm just gonna go to California, and I'm gonna sell my house, and I liked it so much I kept staying here like for since 2016, and now I'm just gonna go to California. I think my life's gonna be totally different, and I'm gonna go out there. Have to go out. Well, I'm gonna want to go out there and socialize more, but I'm so afraid to do it. I just would like to stay here. If I had plenty of money, I'd just stay here till I got old and just like retire or do whatever I felt like. But I can't retire, and it's like so awesome here, but I might have to leave, and because I have to pay my bills. I have to pay my bills. And this room is really cool because it has these like cool, weird looking trees that they handpicked and found, these like strange, weird trees, and they support the house. And they're as strong as, like, I don't know, 40 2x4s or maybe 100. Some of the trees in the house are like super strong. I think are pretty, you know, really strong. And so trees holding this ceiling up, but Al put this like weird 2x4s and 2x8 stuff on so he could store stuff and use it as like a storage place. But I think maybe they can keep that because Al was really special to this house, and that's something that he built. And maybe this can be like, you know, if this is like when this has real drywall on it, and then real plaster that looks new, brand new on all the walls in here, and all the stuff is taken out of here, and there's a brand new carpet. This will be like, this could be like a brand new cool place, and you may keep this like kind of like put carpet there and a better floor on it or something, and leave some of it open or to go up there. But you have to push that up and put like real finished ceiling and brand new carpet in here, get all the stuff out of here. So I'm going to take all this stuff out of here and just leave, and maybe the guy can do it when he moves in. That fly has not left, and he came back in right then. Weird. And I don't know, I even started being nice to flies. I hadn't been nice to them in many years. They were really pissed at me. I almost tried to do some weird ass thing to eliminate them from the earth and replace them with like these better looking flies who had yellow on them that looked like bees that weren't really flies. And and here, you want to hear about that? It's really weird. I have a video. If you look back, it's in the picture of the video. I had to go outside. I had to go outside away from my house and had to bug bomb the entire house and the inside of the house. I put all these cans of bug bomb in the entire house just to get rid of every bug in the entire house. And I put them all on the house, like 30 of them or 100 of them or something. There's little cans of like Raid but I don't use it anymore because it could kill someone and give them cancer. Like I got it again. It was like something wrong about it, so I haven't done it again. And it showed up with the serial numbers on the back that said the number of the beast. And I got afraid of it, and I was like, that could give me cancer if I did it wrong. So I haven't done it for like 4 years or 5 years, and the bugs didn't come back at all. So that's pretty good. But in the summer, or every 2 or 3 years, these different kind of bugs here and there would get in the house, and then they wouldn't come back. It was like depending on this, on every few years or so, these different kind of bugs would show up, and I was like, I haven't seen those before, and then they'd all go away. But it's been for 2 or 3 years there haven't been any bug problems in the house. And I did the bug spray thing 4 or 5 years ago. And so when I bombed the entire house, I went up there far away from the house. I walked up there and sat down in a chair and filmed a video for like like a few hours. I was going to stay there for 8 hours until the home was okay. And then I'd open up all the windows and just go back in the home. When I was sitting up there after I killed any tiny little bug in any place in the entire home, like I was that mean to the bugs in the house, I went up there in that mountain. And I was already on the mountain. I went up there they used to call the hill, and the whole place is the hill, and or was, and so I went up there, and there's a video of me with my finger held out, and this weird little and you might live here one day. I don't know. You know, there are other houses you could live here, come up here and look around and walk. You can just walk up this road. Solonovich Road. I think people are allowed to walk on it, but it's a private road, and people were always kind and nice about it. I can't imagine them ever not letting someone walk unless it got too, but it was like famous, like Solonovich let people come in here when he was famous and partying it up. He had parties with like hundreds of people playing live music. You could hear like this really loud music with hundreds of cars on the road. They'd party in here, and so did some of the neighbors. But they haven't been partying as much. But so I went up on the hill a little bit away from the house, and I put my finger out. And a little sweat bee looking thing that may have been some kind of fly, but it wasn't gross like a fly. It was like a little sweat bee, and it had yellow on it. It had yellow on it like a bee. So I was like, he's a bee. And I was really nice to him, and he landed right in my finger, and he started eating the sweat on it. And I was like, yay, he's a bee, I love him, or something like that, after I killed all the bugs in the house. And and I was up there after I bug bombed the entire house, and I was so nice to him, and it empowered him. It somehow empowered him, I think. And he went out away from me when I finally went down, and he's in one of my videos. I'm holding out my finger in the woods, and he's like, eating the sweat on my finger, and I filmed him. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. And so you can see it in the picture of the video if you look back at my videos. And so that night, this is the weirdest thing that happened. After I got back to the house, went to sleep or something, and the next day, or the day after that, I think it was the next day, that little weird bee, because I hated flies, and flies started getting near me, and I said, get away from me. I hated them, wanted to incinerate all of them. Like, I thought if they touched me, it felt like a poor Indian or something who had crap and shit on them, and it just felt awful, and I didn't like flies. But I like Indian people. You know. Some of them are, you know, some of the girls look okay, but I'm not into that. You know, I only like my wife. It's just weird. And so, but they're kind, good people. Some of them are Christian. And so anyway, but like, so I didn't like flies, and I went up there, and I had the little sweat bee on me. I was so kind to, after I'd killed maybe like hundreds of every kind of creature inside the house, maybe more. And for years after that, they'd die if they came into the house just a little bit, I think. But it didn't affect my breathing at all back then. And so but I couldn't do it. I couldn't bomb the house again years later. It would have been wrong and maybe given me cancer or something. So I couldn't bomb it again yet. And then, so I was really nice to that one kind of bee, and like acted like he was the best one for the entire nation or something like that. And I stood up for that little bee who had like yellow on him, and I was like, I didn't like those flies, and I was going to try to totally remove flies from the earth. And I didn't know it was bad, because God created flies. So we're supposed to be, you know, they have some kind of purpose on earth, but I was going to eliminate them and replace them, like this was with all my heart, with the tiny little sweat bees with yellow on them. So this is the weirdest thing that happened when I got back in the house, opened up all the windows after I totally bug bombed the huge home and killed all the bugs in it that were starting to show up. I fell asleep, and the next day, this is so weird. Thousands of these, or the next day, or in the next few days, thousands of these tiny little fly-looking bugs who hadn't yet turned yellow, I think were that bug who I empowered and let land on my finger and acted like he was the best one. Thousands of them covered, not the entire window, but this window, the downstairs window there. I was like, what happened there? I think maybe a couple on here, I don't know, but they're all on this window, and they're all on this window, And I think on that window, like thousands of them, like he had gone out there as the coolest, most powerful one of those little bugs with the bee looking thing on his back, and he mated or something like that with other bees, like and they're going to take over all the flies in the country or something. But I didn't understand, and I think it could have happened. And they're all on this window, on that window, but not covering up the whole window. You know, just like maybe like hundreds or thousands of them, and they're about that small, so it wasn't like millions or billions of them that would have covered the whole thing. But it was scary as shit. I didn't know what they were going to do to me, and I didn't know why they were there. And they're all on this window, and I didn't understand that they were the babies of that one little sweat bug, that or some kind of bug that had the yellow on its back. And he's in my video. And so then they showed up all in this window, and that window, and the window, all these bugs. So I got scared as shit, and I was like, I didn't know what they were gonna do to me. I didn't know if they're gonna like infest my body, or I didn't know what they were looking for. So I got this bug spray. I got the big thing of bug spray, and it was awful. It was awful. I killed almost all of them, but I left maybe a few thousand, and or a few, like at least 1,000 or a few thousand. And so I killed all the ones on this. I went out here with a bug spray. I was trying to see if it still has a new one of it. And I sprayed that entire thing and killed all of them on there. And I sprayed that window. I went out here. I sprayed that window and killed them all. They were like covering that window, and I sprayed them up there. And then I think that was it. And I went back in, and I was like, they're not going to do some weird shit to my body. I'm not going to be like Lord of the bees that take place of the Lord of the Flies or some shit like that. Because they look kind of like flies. It was weird. They hadn't turned yellow yet when they were babies. They were little tiny looking things. And so then I was like, then I realized when I got to this window, and there are a bunch of them on here, and maybe some in the house. Hi, I didn't know I was talking. I was trying to film that, not my face looking fat or from a bad angle. But they're on this window. They're on this window. And there are like thousands of them still left that I hadn't hurt or killed. Maybe some on the house somewhere, but I killed all of them there and there because I didn't know what they were gonna do. And it was the little sweat bees that look like had yellow on, but they're an insect, so it's scary as shit. And then this huge wind showed up right after I realized, oh, those were the babies of the little bee who had yellow rings around it, who I liked so much and was nice to him more than any creature on earth at that time. I was so kind to him, let him land on my finger, told him I loved him. He licked my finger and all this stuff, and I was really nice to him. And I said, he's a bee. And I hated flies. I tried to, with all my heart, make flies extinct because I thought they were gross. And then and then all that little sweat bee had the yellow on him, was like a bee. He may have been some kind of deer fly, and there's a small worry about that, but he had yellow on him, so he was okay and not like a gross fly. And I hated flies. And so then he made all this thousands of little flies that were going to turn into like him or whatever he was, a bee, probably a deer fly or something that was a bee. He's in my video. He looks like a bee. He has yellow rings around him, and he's yellow. And so like I liked him better than flies. So I was going to eliminate all the flies on Earth. And I didn't know that's why they showed up. This was covered up with like thousands of them. And this was covered up with thousands, and they're on that window and there, the downstairs window and on here. And I was scared of them. And I think they're on this one too. But I couldn't spray this window because it was like right where my computer was, and I didn't want to breathe the stuff in. But there weren't as many there. And so then I realized that they were the bees, the babies of those bees who are so nice to, like more than anyone on earth at the time, even a little more than people. I was so kind to him. And but I love people way more. He's just an insect. And so then as I realized that, I was like, shit, no, I killed all his babies. They could have replaced all the flies. He made like maybe 1 million of them or something. I don't know. But on these other windows, on the other windows, it could have been 1 million, but it's probably more than thousands. I don't know. But on each window, maybe thousands. So I don't know. But I do know it was covering up a huge amount of this window, but not the entire window. And so I went out there before I knew and sprayed them all and killed them all there, And then I realized, oh crap, it was his babies that he was going to replace all the flies with. And then as I realized it was him, and they're still on this window, they're still on that window, because I don't want to spray that one either for some reason, I think. And they're still on like some of the windows, thousands of them left that I didn't kill them all, but it sucked because it could have really done the thing to get rid of all flies maybe. And because I felt it with all my heart, I didn't like flies. And then thank God, God did it differently. He had me kill them all. And you know, God wants flies on the earth for a reason, but I just didn't know. I thought they were gross. And so this huge wind, this huge wind came in. This huge wind came in. This huge wind came in from like over those mountains or from there into there, and it got really windy all through here, really windy. And I was inside the house, and I had to do it then or never with whatever of those little sweat bees were left. And I think there were like a few thousand of them, and out of however many thousand, maybe 1 million, like 80,000 or 40,000 of them that showed up, or 1 million. I don't know how many were here, and I killed most of them, but there's still a few thousand left. And with all my heart, I had to send them out into the wind to be picked up by the wind to populate the entire nation as much as possible. And I think within a few minutes, after that, I looked at this window, and there are none there left. There are none in that window. And I think there are none left, but they're dead on that window. It was gross, but I think, yeah, there. But unless I didn't spray that because of the kitchen, but I think I sprayed it anyway. And that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and all of them were dead on here. It's so gross. And they oh, whoops, I didn't show the window. All of them were dead on here, on this window, not on me. They weren't dead on me, thank God. That would have been disgusting. And and they're on this window. I was just trying to show. I didn't show myself on the camera. They're dead on there, and they're dead on that window. Thousands of them, maybe 80,000 or 1 million or 40,000. And the ones that were left on here, I sent with the huge wind that came in. It was blowing all the trees, and I sent them to go up and be taken away into as far as they could possibly get and populate everything as far as possible, maybe the entire nation, but as far as they could, maybe just around here for like hundreds or thousands, well, maybe hundreds of miles. And so, because I didn't like flies, I was hoping they'd take the place of flies. And I've been so nice to bees. I would have let them land on my finger, or did let them, but they're an insect, so it's still a little gross. Like, I don't know what they'd try to do it's stupid. I should have just let them land on my finger. But I was really nice to bees because they have like yellow on them. They're nice and they make honey. And but they're still an insect, so they're kind of weird. And so I thought they'd like get rid of all the flies, and that's about the best I could have done, because it felt wrong. It felt wrong to kill all flies on earth, because I didn't know it at the time, but God created flies. They are one of his creations. All creatures on earth are, even snakes, but not the devil. He's so disformed and misshapen from how God created him that he's not even, he's a bastard of God. He's not even how God created him anymore, and that caused all the sin. But some of the snakes are good. Many of the snakes get into heaven. I think probably one of at least all of them may make it to heaven. I don't know how many. Even like rattlesnakes, but they won't hurt anyone in heaven anymore. But I don't like rattlesnakes at all. And the owl gets rid of them in these woods. So the owl gets rid of them. There's a huge family of owls, and and owl called himself Owl because of that. Because, like, I don't know, or something else, he called himself Owl. But the owls get rid of all this got rid of all the poisonous snakes. There used to be scary poisonous snakes, and the owls ate them all. This one huge owl, I think, and these other family of owls, and they don't hurt anyone. And they're like, I can hear them in the trees here sometimes. They live somewhere, I think down there, and they also sometimes live up there or something. They're big owls that live here. They got rid of all the snakes. So that's about it. I'm kind of exhausted, and I think I have to leave and go out there. I think I have to leave and go out there in society. I think I have to go out there and leave in society, and go out there and socialize, and my life's going to be different because I liked it so much. I just kept staying here and staying here. I was going to stay here forever, and it felt amazing when the sun was out. It was sometimes like heaven on earth, and I wouldn't leave, but I wanted her and the kids here too, and then it would have been the best ever. And something I like to work at that didn't make me feel bad and didn't make me depressed or anything, but I just would have just been with her and worked at that stuff anyway. I would have just worked at that stuff anyway, as long as I had her and the kids at this house. For some reason, she didn't come back. So, and I had to work at this stuff anyway for like 20 years full-time work, but it may have only been 15. So I don't know. It's shit. But they might get angry as shit if I said it was only 15, depending on how many hours a day you call it working in it. Depending on how many hours a day, it may have only been 15 years full-time that I worked on homes. So maybe I was kind of supposed to say that, but it may sometimes. And so then, wow, looks like the sun. Wait, sun is coming out here. It's really beautiful. I don't. Well, it looks really good. It's like this entire mountain. It's so beautiful, the entire place. And that guy's not home. That guy's not home. I don't know if anyone else is home in the mountain besides me, and the animals and creatures. So I had so much privacy. I didn't have to worry about hearing anyone's voice or thinking about any of them. And I could just finally I finally got away from all that stuff that was like, maybe you're gonna do this and stuff. But I can go out in Roanoke. In Roanoke, it's not that bad anymore. And in LA, I think I can really socialize every day, even if it gives me a little anxiety. It's something I'm happy and it's something I'm motivated about, to be out there around them all. And I think I'd be confident too. I hope I'll be confident. I don't know. And I used to go out there every day, and when I was doing films, I liked doing films so much. I didn't ever be mean about it. It was like having anxiety but I was like ecstatic when I first started working on films out there, because I've got to finally work on films. And I could have done that for the rest of my life and still even had some anxiety. But eventually here I got like calmed down, and my anxiety went away. And then when I started going out in public more, it was okay again. Like the entire country, it was kind of okay. But I'm tired of regular places in the country. I want to go to LA and do movies. So, because I haven't made a movie since 2013 or 2014. I made a Rednecks in 2013. I filmed it. And then in 2014, I made a bunch of like really good quality music videos or like films. And I haven't really done any of that besides videos. I did videos since then. I did one music video. It wasn't really my best work, but it was okay. And another music video, but that's a video. I did Jesus Christ Amen, and some other random typo negative Elf on the Shelf weird one that just, I don't know, it was kind of okay, but I did those two. They're music videos. I guess those are videos and not really films. And so I've been doing videos for 10 years, and it's not really my best work like I used to do on films. And my best work is in films. I haven't gotten to write screenplays and make an entire real movie like my best work really is. That uses all my best abilities that other people do not have those abilities that I do. Hi. Hey. Hi, I'm okay today. Hi. So, whoa. So I finally feel okay today. How's it like out there? It's really good, but it's like, feels like it's like really quiet. It looks like there's not even a sound of a car anywhere out there. And watch one show right up after I said that. There's Roanoke. It's Roanoke here too, but it's different from Roanoke here. It was like another planet. That was really good. In heaven, it was heavenly. It was more heavenly than any place I've ever been. But I also had worse depression sometimes than I'd ever been. I liked it so much I just kept staying and staying. Didn't want to leave. And sometimes it's higher than the clouds. Sometimes it's higher than the clouds, and the clouds will be like down there in Roanoke, and or higher than Roanoke, and up here there's no clouds, and sometimes all the clouds are up here, and they're covering everywhere the clouds, and it's like fog, but more than fog because it's high enough to where it can be clouds, but it's not too high. It's only 3,500 feet above downtown Roanoke, so it's not like where it would affect breathing or anything like that. That would be like super high, and so it was pretty good. It was like the ideal best place I could have ever lived, but it's sad to talk about because it's just an it. It's an it here. You're not supposed to love an it. An it. Smell like a fart. You're not supposed to love an it, on earth, because all this stuff has sin in it. No matter how beautiful and good it is, the stuff has sin, and it'll be destroyed in the lake of fire one day. But we don't want to destroy everything now. That'd be crazy and bad. But I'm gonna go out here. It's a little bit different temperature from down the mountain. Sometimes it's warmer, sometimes it's cooler. It's usually not as hot in the summertime here. That's pretty cool about it. It looks like it's in the 70s. Itching my leg. And and they started painting all the window trim on the house, and they're almost done. They did most of it. Oh man, they left their cans, and I did some of it too. I painted some of the stuff, but it should have been up to me to get this out of the rain. They didn't come back for 2 days. I don't know why. They haven't come back for 2 days. I thought they'd finished painting. Ew. There's a weird bug. They still didn't come back for 2. This is the second day they haven't come back. Maybe they'll show up. They'll probably show up around 10. I don't know. I'm just leaving that paint there. It already has water. I don't want to put it on here because I don't want it to spill on there. I don't know. I don't know. So here's my old car. 2003. How cool it feels to drive around. But if it was a Jeep or some cool car, maybe it'd be better. I don't know. The Jeeps, but my friends have them. I would have driven one. I don't care. But I'm gonna keep that car, I think, if I have to, because it works really well. It doesn't have any problems. It has new inspection, oil change for, I might drive that to LA if I have to, and then I don't have to spend money on a car. And that's my dad's car. He said I could have pretty much. If you sold it, you wouldn't get that much money for it, but it works and drives. And so I'm just gonna go. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. The lawn's already mowed. The lawn finally got mowed, but not down there. Somebody can mow all of it, but that's not that high. You can just carefully walk through it if you have pants. or I could just walk down there now. And here's the work I have to do before I leave. I'll show you the work I have to do before I leave. Well, they painted almost all the window trim. Refinished it. They sanded it off, repaired some of it, and did almost all the window trim on the house besides that window, and I think one, oh no, and two other windows. So it's that window, that window, and another window on the other side. There are 4 windows they have to paint, and they don't need to do that much work to it. And that's one thing they have to do. Repair some of the, they're gonna put soffit on something on the underside of here, or I don't want to talk about. And I can just walk through here. You wouldn't really get any ticks as long as you stay out of the really high grass and stuff. And I'm literally walking through here with, you know, I better be careful and watch my mouth. Because when I walked out there in nature, I had pants on or walking the trail. Here's that guy's house. You want to walk down there and see what his house looks like before I leave? He has a really cool little house that's like a cottage in Europe. I've seen it once. There's like a tree growing sideways across the front entrance, and it's like the old days of like hundreds of years ago in Europe. It looks really cool, that house. It's built by the artists who built my. That'd be awesome to be able to, for someone, you know, if you want to buy it, or somebody wants to buy it, maybe somebody will buy it after he leaves, but he wants to stay there forever. He really likes it, this place, but he must have some other house. And this is all Al's stuff. And this is a beautiful building. Look how high those ceilings are. Can you imagine, with all this stuff out of here, you could put a movie quality green screen, like they call it a cyclorama. It'd be like a psycho to get rid of all his stuff. It may be worth like $10,000 or $8,000. All this stuff. This stuff may have cost $100,000 new with some of his other stuff, and he carefully went through every box and bag, and it's all sealed up and kept out of the rain and stuff. But some of it got a little bit of stuff in it, and there are hundreds of bins and boxes and bags of his stuff in here, and he had to put it somewhere. He went through every little box and bag. He was sitting down looking through it. He carrying it sometimes. Me, him, and Dana went through all the stuff and removed hundreds of car and truckloads of it and threw it away, and got it out of the house. He had like $100,000 worth of like random stuff, solar things that he just walked into like Kmart and saw it on sale and would buy whatever he felt like. And he had all that stuff in here. And this is where you walk back here. Here's an old bicycle from the Solonovich days. This is like a really old bicycle. It's kind of cool. And so here's what we have to do before I leave. Just walk. Get every one of those little pieces of junk one at a time, and carry it through here, put it in the back of a truck, and get rid of it and throw it away. And these trees are weirder than crap. Like, they all fell down in a weird way. It looked like, and one time I heard what sounded like a giant creature. It was at dusk. I was trying to figure out the difference between dusk or dawn. It was at dusk. It was getting dark, and it was so weird back here. It was so weird back here. There's never anything that would have hurt me, but these strange, like, creatures or something that could have lived here that was like far away from people. And I think there might be like people who, or creatures who live like I'm so tired of feeling like shit. I don't know who just wrote to me, but I can't wait to go out there every day and just feel more confident about the way I look and stuff. But here's this house. You know, this is not even a house. This is a building, 1,400 square foot building. It has huge ceilings inside. And if somebody paints the roof, this is an awesome building. And it's really cool. It was, and you can put like a a professional movie and green screen, a TV studio or something like that in here, and just paint the roof. You can paint the roof, and these are strong supports, and you could put walls on it and run electricity to, maybe run plumbing to it, and it'd be like, it can be really good. This was called Valhalla. This building was a work of art called Valhalla. It was named after the Vikings, and you know, like the North, and so this is all Al's stuff. It's pretty sad. It's saved in these boxes and stuff. And he has stuff in Tennessee, a little bit in other places. He has like an old hippie school bus. He lives in a place now that's still kind of like how this was when I bought it, but this is way more beautiful than his place. He lives out in the woods at another hippie place, and he tries to pretend that he tries to pretend he's homeless, but it doesn't really have good heat, so it's scary as shit in the winter. So I'm gonna see if he'll go to LA, and I'll let him stay in LA this winter when I finally move. And this was scary as shit through here. There's some weird ass big sound out there. It sounds like something's, I don't know, but it was dusk, and I was here, and we had been loading up that stuff, bringing Dana's truck down in 2016. I wasn't ever with Dana in a sexual way. That was good, and that was kind and good. And so I was here, and it was about dusk, and it started getting like almost dark, and I was walking up here by myself. They had all left, and they drove her car down the mountain or something, and I was walking up by myself, and I heard, I was either standing there or here, and I heard, but fast, like a huge big creature going running through there. I was like, oh shit, what, who it was that? And I went inside because I was a little bit afraid of it. And then I came down here later, and it was so weird, but like all these trees had fallen down in there. It looked like he knocked them all down or something, but I think that's crazy. Maybe just something happened to them and they fell down. But I heard that one time, and I was like, whoa. I went inside, and then I used to think Al was a genetically created raccoon man. It was really scary when it was strange and different, and I liked it so much. And then I found God and Jesus here and realized how beautiful and good it was. And people who lived here, it helped them be a good, kind person somehow. And then I don't know what to say, but I might have to dig this, and put that just showed up. I might have to, this will probably get better. Shit. I have to cover this up. I might have to use a shovel and just put a little bit of dirt in there. But this one's at the edge of the driveway for the water again. That's weird. But this road hasn't needed work for like 4 or 5 years. They redid the entire road, and they do it sometimes, and the road's always okay. When I got here, I was worried about it, like, whoa, this road was weird. I was like, what if it just fell down, or this crap, like, that's not gonna happen. It's a good road. And so they painted this door white. Looks really good now. It's really white now, I think. It was, but on the video it doesn't look that way. I think there's shadows there, or I don't know what, but it was paint. It did look like brand new. They finally painted like at least 1 or 2 more coats on top of whatever it was. So I'm probably gonna leave, because as much as I like it here, I have to work, and I kept staying here for 6 years, and almost next month. I think next month it'll be 7 years if I'm here. But I think I'm leaving next week, so I'm not even gonna I wouldn't have literally stayed here 7 years unless I'm not gonna go in there. There's a weird bug on it. Man, being man, he carries. And so I don't know. But I started being kind to flies again. I didn't worry about them as much. Like, think if they touched me, I'd have to take like 2 showers or something and feel awful. But then I started being nice to flies, and that was okay again. Because God, he created them. Hey, here's somebody. Here's the People who paint. Oh shit! Oh no, no. Here's the people who paint. It's not shit, but I didn't. They're really good. They're professional painters. They might not want me to film or something. I don't know. Hello? Hello? I'll film something else unless they say. Oh shit. Hello? Hi. Is it okay if I film you in a video? How old are you? Are you? You're 18?
19. Or, no, actually, I'm 20. What's wrong?
You're 20. I knew it. I knew you're a man already. Because in the Bible, it says that when you turn 20, you're a man. But I thought at first you were a child. Because when you're 18 or 19, that means you're still a child. Are you a kid?
I'm 19.
You're still a child, but you're not like the man, his father's son. You're his friend or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought, but like, I didn't know. Is it okay if I film you?
Yeah, that's fine.
I can film you. Okay, for a YouTube video. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. I have a YouTube channel and I do movies too. I'm going to Los Angeles to do famous movies and stuff. And I don't know, but have you ever thought about doing those things? Like
I used to have a YouTube channel myself. Actually.
You did? Oh, that's awesome. I thought there's something about it. Like you still like that stuff a bunch. I kept liking that stuff, like the famous stuff, like, you know, like music and videos and stuff like that until I was like, even now, but the past few years I had to like really work on this house. But then somehow my dad hired y'all to do the work. But I had to work here for 7 years. I got a little older, but I'm like in my 40s. But maybe you can do famous stuff. I had a feeling about years, I think, and I think it was like just because y'all playing music and maybe your dad too or something. I don't know. I sometimes film my dad, but he doesn't like to be in videos as much as me.
So Mike is your dad, right?
Yeah, he's my dad. So what's your name?
Zach.
Zach.
What is yours?
Mine's John.
Nice to meet you.
Birmingham. Yeah, John. You can look up this house and see who used to own it or whatever. But you can just look up my dad's name. But he's the one who's hiring y'all to do it. So it hasn't been easy. But what's your friend? Okay, but I'm gonna go. I don't know. And so I don't know. But I haven't socialized for like 6 years that much. I just kept staying at this house because it was so cool. And I don't know, but I don't know. So I'm going to have to leave and go out in society again. I'm going to have to leave and go out in society again.
Yeah, me too. I used to just stay inside and stuff like that.
Oh, I know. Oh, so but I guess I have to go. You're going to paint?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Oh, no.
We're going to finish doing the top window.
Oh, man. The top windows?
Yeah.
Are you going to do all 4 of them? I think there's
try.
there's that one, there's one there, and there's 2 on the other side.
Yeah, all right.
Do you think you can do all 4 of them? Do you have to sand it and then paint it?
We just use a scraper to scrape the old paint off, and then we paint over it, and it looks perfectly fine.
Oh, weird. I don't know. And cool. But the guy who said the appraiser or one of those people, the appraiser wanted it sanded, and he wants it sanded and painted, he said. But if you do some other thing like that, it's better than sanding. That's pretty much. But I think I noticed you sanded it. But I started sanding it. It didn't make any dust from the lead-based paint or anything like that. And I think it wasn't lead-based paint when the paint that was on there, I think. And the guy the appraiser or something, knew it wouldn't be that bad to sand, so he thought sand and paint or whatever. But I'm just gonna, I guess I'll go.
All right. Well, have a good day.
Oh yeah. No. Hi. Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't. But so no. What's your name? So what's your name again?
Me or him?
I don't know. I don't know.
My name is Zach, and his name is Joe.
Zach. What's your last name?
Van
Lee. Shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to. So I couldn't hear what it said.
We have a business.
All right.
It's on the business.
Okay. maybe do y'all work for my dad already or something? Like, do you do paint?
Yeah, we kind of
But you paint for a bunch of people or something, or I don't know.
We're hired contractors, so we work for other people, but we also work for landlords, which is what your dad is.
Well, he found a way with his regular job, like painting or whatever. He saved his money and he'd work at something else too. And he bought like a house one time, like him and my mom worked, so they had more money with both of them together, or the same amount of, I don't know how much money you and your dad make of that stuff. And once he saved money, he bought one other house, and then they painted it, and they cleaned it, and they painted it and put new carpet and then they sold it, and they found they could make money at it, so they started doing it on the side. And then he owns a bunch of houses and rents them to people, but sometimes he rents to my friends and other people. And I used to rent houses from him, or he just let me stay at one of them for free. And then it's just, I'm probably gonna leave and go to Los Angeles and do movie stuff there. And maybe you're supposed to stay around here because you can do stuff at like videos from anywhere. And they used to not have the internet here, and I got the internet here. There's people watching. It's a live video. But they don't know what your name is. They just know your first name. It might be somebody else's car. Like I started filming my own dad's car. Like I'm filming the license plate right now, and it just usually, like in the movie days, I learned the movie days are still here. They're gonna get bigger. I think it's gonna get really big. I don't know. And but I'm gonna try to help it get even bigger, and huge ass movie stuff I like to do, and I like to do, but I have to do it at some level because I'm really good at it. I learned screenwriting and how to make all the movies. At first I was like behind the scenes, but that's what I wanted to do, is like be a director. And then I got in front of camera. I figured out how to be an actor and be in front of camera, and so I started being in front of camera, and I do that stuff, when people show themselves on. And sometimes they're always like confident no matter where they go. They get used to filming their face, and then they can go out there all the time and film their face around everyone else or something. But I don't know if that's right or wrong. I haven't been doing it for a long time, but I don't even know. That just stuff doesn't matter, but maybe it does for me because I'm like 45, but I do, and yeah, I'm 45 years old, and I have a son who's 17. And he's 17 years old. He's pretty good. And I have another son who's 13. And so they're like your age. But you're a little older. You just became a man, I think, when you're 20. The Bible says, well, the Bible's reality. And that says you become a man when you're 20. But I don't know. I didn't feel like a man till I was 37. So I don't... God and Jesus know, so I'm like almost talking to myself walking away. Sorry. I might drive away out of here because I might have too much anxiety with the outside, even though I knew, like with you and your friend here, it could have been so normal and comfortable, but it's just anxiety. So I might go.
I completely understand.
Oh, yeah, no.
I completely understand.
I don't
I'm
know.
just up here to get the paint.
Oh, yeah, but you're actually way more nice than I thought. Hi. So you're actually going to paint. I better stop filming. I'm going to go inside.
Okay. Well, have a good day.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to film you, but I might film other stuff. I'm probably just going to leave. Unless that guy. Hi. No.
Have a good one.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Probably just gonna go. I'm gonna go. Hi. I think I'm gonna go in the car. Because it just, when my dad's hiring people to work in the house, even though it would have been okay with them, like when their dad was here, it was like, whoa, she had to leave. And but sometimes it would have been okay. I just got tired of having people at my house. It didn't feel as like, but when they were working, and for some reason with them it would have been okay, but I just think I'm gonna go get in the car. I'm just gonna get some food or something and put it in the car, and then I don't know, drive into the woods and shit and stay by myself somewhere else on the mountain, pretend that they don't know where I am, and just feel however I want to feel. And the, I don't know. Where's that food I can eat sometime when I feel like it? No. And then I have to work because I think in here I'd be doing this and anxiety or some shit, maybe. And I better go. Oh, I'd go to the bank, but I had to do that stuff for like 40 years at schools and then go to work for 20 years or something, or 15 years, and worked at movies for 30 years. And I got so tired of it, like trying to work while they were working with my dad as the boss. And it was like too much anxiety. So I can finally retire from that. I'm about to retire from that, but I have to work. Like I'm gonna have to go out in LA and work. So I better just shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Oh shit. Look what I already did. Oh no. That's not a no. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? What did I step in? Oh no. What did I step in? No. Ugh. That might have been poo from 3 years ago and it turned into dirt and it doesn't smell like poo anymore. There's a tiny bit of smell it could have been one day. Ugh. It just smelled like dirt, but it had a small, slight smell of something bad. Praise God, praise Jesus. Not really. It just smelled like dirt, thank God. Because I'm leaving this, I think I'm going to leave this, I know, I'm taking this one carpet with me. I'm leaving that one. Kind of goes here, but he may change this floor. I don't know, but that floor is painted really well. But he may put carpet in all here. It used to have carpet. He may put brand new carpet up here. I hope he keeps what's under there in case it's like really valuable art one day. Because I filmed this in like 1,000 videos, some of them 8K or 4K, most of them 4K resolution, and just so that could last like maybe a long time and be worth it. So I hope he just covers it with carpet. Just put staples in it and put the carpet down. And then if somebody ever wanted to see the art I painted on the floor, but like that art or whatever, it'd still be there. So if he wants to put carpet there, he can or can't, or I don't know. So I gotta clean that up. I gotta do it fast. Sometimes there's very little time and I had to do it as soon as one job was finishing. I don't do it anymore. My body can only do so much, even at this age. So I'm probably gonna go to California like all these old people who moved down to Florida to retire. It's like easier on their body. And I can work on stuff I actually like and get like stronger and more healthy. But here it's like it's warm. That's gay. It's too much. I don't need it. I felt really healthy now for like a few, like, I don't know. Somebody else pulled up. The groceries. Gosh, the groceries. big truck showed up. They're pretty good. Oh, they're from Cox Cable. That's pretty good. And they're from, my internet is kind of Cox Cable, but it's Tim, some man who owns his own company. He works at Cox Cable. I was afraid to film it. All this big stuff happened out there right then. All this big stuff happened too. That was not feces. It wasn't feces. It wasn't any of that. That's why it was good. Nope. Some of those guys are cool. But one of all three of them were okay. Good. Shit. I ain't that old. Sucks when you lift weights and become like super athlete, feel the best ever, and then you gotta act like you're like 82 and make up for it and shit. And man, you're some 45, look like a regular 45-year-old. Shit. But I was like more like the kids here. One of them was like younger, but you know, I'm older. I'm supposed to be kind of like a kid, but man, I'm a child of God. Same thing you should say, but I'm really a man. So I fit in with those other guys too, who are like maybe my age or something. Or I don't know. Praise God, praise Jesus. Praise the Lord, praise Jesus. They brought all the groceries in. It's a miracle. Praise the Lord, praise Jesus. My plan was, I didn't know what it was. I shouldn't say the truth. That God had me say that. That's what my plan was. And he's good. And yeah, he does too. Yeah, and there was a Yankee one of them kind of, but not really. He just thought it stuff was cool. But he was a Yankee. And then the other two was like, one of them, they're just very nice. One of them may have been very godly and good. God and Jesus in southern ways, beautiful, godly, Jesus-like ways. You know, the other one was a little bit more. They're like all friends, and they just work for a big company, and they literally brought my groceries here. And then the kids were also there. Or the two guys are kids. They're kids, and they carry the groceries in, and I may have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I met the kids, and so now maybe we can help him with like movie stuff or something like, or his YouTube channel, because it was wrong to give him a tip. I wasn't supposed to give a tip to the kids, and I couldn't afford to give the man like $100 for what they did. They drove the big like stuff that they've been doing all the way here with my stupid little, my groceries, and so I don't know. And so I think I cleaned that. If I don't see my stupid little way of always working at films and videos that I used to try to think was the way to be, but it's not. I thought I would have just filmed it all. It was so cool because they all showed up. Something about that. I'm not going to use that yet. Unless God, maybe I'll say a prayer that it's for something good. I'm on Dean out pay. That ain't hurt anyone if you kick the shit out of those and throw them in the garden. I don't know. Something about those, like, had anxiety about those toilet paper, and thank the Lord it wasn't that way when they put it there. And after it showed up there, I was like, nope, I can't use that. And, I might have to give it to someone and say prayers that this good. It just came out like gross, pretty good. Oh my goodness, I'm afraid I have to stay here for some reason. light on. Why do bugs go to it? How did the bugs get in here? It's just little bugs from leaving a light on. They'll go away. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I better get the groceries. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. The entire big company came in here with their representatives to deliver me personally not their groceries, but my groceries. It was pretty big stuff, made me feel my anxiety, but it was good. The whole big company came in here with their professional trucks, brand new expensive equipment to deliver me my groceries. I don't. And there's boys help. Get on between them. Oh no. That help between out. Thank the Lord. Praise God, praise Jesus. Careful, you still recovering from it. I'm still recovering. That was big. Man, the Lord in heaven had them to deliver the grocery. Because I'm a nerd. I'm just a nerd. I ain't the most famous one. I said online I'd make $1 billion. I was cool, and it turned it to black as shit. I'm feeling bad because that ain't what it's about. You know, God has a better plan for us. God has a better plan for me than all of a sudden making $1 billion. Maybe one day I'll get that much when I'm really that well. Maybe when I make more meaningful films that are really big budget, maybe I'll start. Well, I made some meaningful films at whatever level it was at, but it hasn't earned the money that I think it should earn. It's just it hasn't earned that much money yet. So I don't have to warn about this the sin that they could get into. One of them was kind of acting a little sinful, but he didn't know. Everyone on earth does a little bit. Well, sometimes they don't sin at all. That's the amazing thing. You better take a seat. You're talking to yourself, person. The big stuff happened, you know. Just a little bit. Shit, get out of here. Would be me, man, not you. You don't want to look like him. That guy's nice. Guy's nice. Nah. I'm gonna act like that devil crap. I ain't walking like this. I ain't walking like that dude walking down up from hell, probably. That was zombie in my brain. How real it was, I thought. But that's not true because it was a thought. And I'm not crazy. I ain't putting my brain in hell. And don't do that to me. Don't be Chris Farley. It's false idol. I'll just say that about him because it didn't show he was on camera. Don't be like Chris Farley. You're a different human being. Don't be like a false idol. Don't be like a false idol. I may have done that too before. Looked up to some famous people and acted like them. That's when it could be like a false idol. So be like yourself. Be like yourself. You know, that man's different from how whoever, you know, he is different. I was looking for like how his personality is, which is different from, you know, it's so much God's work. But I don't know. I better go upstairs. It smells like farts all of a sudden. But I have to go in here and put the groceries away. Put yours in the refrigerator. I don't clean on tape. I don't clean tape. I don't clean tape. See, I don't want to be don't clean out. Get the there and here. Pizzas. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. He's a white young man. He's a young man. He's a boy. When he no, I don't know. I filmed him. And dude. Oh shit, no. He thinks something. You know, Sarah Scott's out there in Roanoke, Virginia sometimes, and she was in some of my videos and films. Sarah Scott, and yeah, well, I don't care. No. Okay, that's how it felt. That's how it felt. You think that feels good? You know, to have to put these groceries in here without incinerating my hand because I looked at a woman on the computer. The anxiety turned black and fall off. Just one thought of it, it didn't do that bad in real life, but the anxiety of it, that's from the lust. Don't look at those women too much. Don't look at those women. Oh. I don't know what to say. It's not that bad. Yeah, I look. I'm returning. I had to get these pizzas. You don't want to talk about that stuff. I had to get them. God told me it was something I had to do. That was because of the inherent sin of the earth I was supposed to. And I had to get those pizzas. Yeah, I'm the nerd who's just taking the call. No. I ain't too tired of none of that. I don't know. Trying to put these pizzas in here. Praise God, praise Jesus. Trying to put these pizzas in here. Trying to fit them into the refrigerator. No, I did not do. What is that? Al's old frozen. Yeah, it's really good food, but it's just weird. No, shit. Same, say it. And see him back home, pink Tom. Oh, no. I don't know. Shit. I don't cut pizza in there. Make sure it's pizza. No, pizza. It's pizza. It's pizza. But that's, I'm not sure that I'm American now. It's pizza. He flies in a plane. Made $400 million. He flies in his own cool plane. He likes Red Baron, Baron millionaire, like the old millionaire Baron. No. I'd be Baron, I'm not gonna make kids if I eat that. So I don't want that. I ain't eating it. Unless I have to eat one of the pizzas and she's having one. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might throw it in the garbage. For God and Jesus, or I might keep that. I don't know what happened in the groceries or what it means, but I'm trying to figure. I don't. I don't. Hey, you go for a jog before we mess up this. How could I jog right now? Look at the way my body looks. Tina isn't. I think, because way back in the ancestors, I don't know. And I don't know, but he probably ain't, unless they're Native American, and there might be from, this is how fucking feels fit in with the political stuff there. They sent the entire biggest company around to deliver my groceries. No, no, she does not know what that feels like. That's probably why I don't no. I'm gonna get early. I do don't. Oh gosh. Does he just do all that on camera? What happened to him? No. You don't do that. No. Keep down before I end up incinerating my head off or some shit. Because it's crazy as shit what I just happened. It's okay. You should stay here. You stay here and socialize with how it is. Fit right in. You might put Trump in office or something with a big ass shit they believe in or something, but it's nice. Because if you act like Richard Pryor, you're gonna burn in hell, put shit down your throat and act like you're a fag and kill, incinerate your entire body. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I drank coffee this morning. Yep, I know I drank coffee this morning. And hey, I do 20 pounds less on my neck. It's a little bit fat, but at least it's not old yet. At 45, it hasn't gotten saggy no more. I can just work out. I'm not that too old. I'm 45, dude. I'm 45. Feels like it. I want to go where it feels good to me. Not having an old neck. But I don't have one. I don't know. 45 years old. Best get a move on. Best get a move on, because you don't. You keep hacking away. I don't know. My honky. I ain't ever called them honky. That's just not how I don't know. And if you pass the test that you ain't Richard Pryor, you do not smell like piss. Oh shit. Oh no. I gotta leave. They wanted to steal my computer. It's so stupid. I'm an idiot. I thought I locked up my stupid computer. It's the only thing awful. Just leave it unlocked if they walked in or something. I should probably just leave it unlocked. My face looks a little better smarter than the caffeine. I don't know. These groceries. complaining about it. Just got a little anxiety. I'm gonna put these groceries. Let's put these in here. Let me have fat leg, John. John, your leg is fat. No. You have one leg. Your body's fat. Just admit it. You shouldn't all of a sudden get to look up a bit and feel that way. You're fat. I don't know. No, I'm fat. Just talking to myself after that. But filming a video, so they don't put me in a mental place. I'm literally filming a video this whole time. This is for entertainment. You think I walk around and talk to myself and do this with one finger after it when I saw? No, because whoa, who touched that? Oh shit. Somebody might have, and it just got on my finger. Act like I did on my own ass. Did that because I joked about it, so they somehow it's someone else's shit. I gotta be quiet about what I say, and they try to put it on my mouth and shut up my mouth. No, sucks. That's why I'm going. Don't say, because you're supposed to like it when it looks as fat as possible to you, everyone looking at it. Yeah, that's how I feel inside, of course. Yeah, man, yeah, he's better looking. He looks like 52. Think I like that? I don't get out of here. I'm a fucking nerd. Stupid. I'm stupid. I ain't he looks like a relative of Farley. He's not a falsified. He looks like a relative of Farley. But he's not. Maybe distant in his DNA. That man out there, don't be a falsified. Don't be a falsified man out there. Some people act that way, like a falsified, but he was a different personality. I knew he was a kind, good person. I saw that in the man who was out there. So it's like that's how you meet people. You see them doing God's work or hear them do God's work when you see them. When you see them, I think you have to see them. You can't just hear it, but I don't know. And that's how you meet someone and know someone. So there's people who go, do you know? I don't know. I'm gonna go. Look at how bad my nose fucking is felt and looked here. I'm leaving. Shoot, I asked that. Looked really good again. However, I feel like imagining it to, well, that was a problem. Trying to visualize it looking as perfect in CG as I could, and then maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and this is just how I look. I don't know. I better go somewhere else. Who? I ain't any of us. Do you think I have a weaselly little slee-stack nose that points down and don't take? That wasn't me. I don't know. They thought that was me one time. Somebody thought that's how he looked they thought that's how I looked when I was 19 at Radford University. I felt like a nerd, but I was good looking. I look pretty good. I think they're still children, so. I don't know that, but cool or something. But my son, no. I didn't get out of here. This is how I feel sometimes, you know. Just where I'm always bringing I'm the house so afraid who they came to the facility. My groceries, my little groceries. Enough to fuck down here for. And what's the other kids that I've never been them. I know Jesus. So Richard Pryor leaves how he became most powerful. Of course. Kill him. Shut your mouth, motherfucker. This is what I have to go through there. Can't even talk about that Pryor. When he incinerated my body with setting his hair on fire and giving cocaine and kill me. turn to Illuminati or some shit. I gotta get out of here. This crazy shit, man. Cocaine. The only cocaine I ever did was coffee. Coca-Cola was used to have cocaine in it. Do you really think I could go to a big bank after that? No. Listen to this. It's not that bad. It's okay. So I'm leaving. Actually, not really. God wants me to leave. I'm just, who knows? I could have stayed here and just started thinking California's better, so they were like, well, who's better? I mean, you know, I don't know. They're better. Hey, they got to be in a video. It might get really famous one day. It's probably gonna get like 200 views or something. But I have more views than that. He can get bigger. I got a bunch of views. And the kids aren't here. I can't afford my shoe on, so I didn't step on the thing. I better turn this off, the fan. I only had to have the fan on. I'm not going to New York City. What's up there besides? No, it's too far from my wife and kids. Or Danica and the kids. They know what it's like in California. That's where we met and lived. Me and her. Not the kids. The kids have never, I think the kids have never been to California. They've never been anywhere outside the United States. Unless, yeah, I think they've never been anywhere outside the United States. They've been to Roanoke, Texas, kind of other places. They've been to New York. They've been to New York somewhere, but they don't want to live in New York. I don't know why. I better just get out of here. I didn't step on any. I didn't make any more. Oh no, there's mud. I'm taking caffeine with me when I get in a place where it won't give me that kind of anxiety. I probably won't drink it at all in California. I have to only use one book. That ain't feces. It didn't smell like it. It smelled like dirt, but it had a teeny tiny, like 0.01% of it. Could have been something like that from like 3 years ago, or I don't know what. So it just had some kind of smell, or the air hit it in that way. I could tell it wasn't 100%, as they say around. I better shut up. Not those men, but the neighbor, the guy who lives down there. I maybe could go to the bank. I don't know. Not after that. I just gotta take it easy. I'm just gonna go. Pee or something. Maybe I can pee. I better just go. I better go. I can't look at the groceries right now. The political reasons behind the things I got. I'm just gonna go and get in the car and with my phone. And what? No, well, no. It's not why. It's not. Where? Oh. No. Alexa. I know. Those things you can get for 27 bucks. You can get one of those Alexas and you do this. You get it from Amazon.com and you go, Alexa, where's my phone? 27 bucks. All you need.
John.
Oh, that's a $200 one. That's my TV. How cool. I'm filming with it. I forgot.
Please leave your message
Alexa,
for 5 4
stop.
0
It makes you
2
yell it
9
out.
3 8.
It's not that bad. I'm filming with my phone. I didn't get any more dirt, I think. Unless there's a tiny piece. I'll get it later. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go out here. I better get out of here so they can just paint and have, and they don't have to worry about anxiety things. I don't know. Maybe they have anxiety. I don't know. Hi. I'm going. Hi. What's that? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No. Okay. Bye. What? Thanks. Well, I'll just go. Bye. No. No. Yeah. In LA, none of this happens. I feel confident about my abilities, and in these woods, when I was by myself, it didn't feel that way. Anxiety. Well, sometimes I'd think about people when I was in my house too much. I'd have anxiety, like have to think about them anyway. Had to start thinking of them anyway sometimes, but I don't know where my keys are.